Hey y'all, welcome back to Get Ellievated with Ellie Talks Money. I am so excited to bring you guys another episode. You guys know that Get Ellievated is the live podcast show that really helps you all to understand how you can start a business, how to do better in the business that you have, and just overall how to elevate your game and elevate your life in all the ways. So today's guest is a friend, a homie, a genius, a millionaire. He's all the things and also a CPA. So I'm really excited for him to come and talk to you all about his story, how he scaled his business, and as well give you guys some tax gems because as business owners, y'all got to get these taxes right. Like, we are not playing these games. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like this video in advance, and let's get into the show. Listen, everything you need to change your life is already within you. You need to believe that it has to work or it has to work. You got this. Scale your business, make more money, create your best life, and let's get elevated. Welcome to the podcast. All right, y'all, welcome back to Get Ellievated. So there's just so many things I can say about Carter Cofield.
Come on now, hype me up.
Listen, y'all, he's just super dope, business person, CPA, everything. Carter, introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are.
My name is Carter Cofield. I'm a licensed CPA, entrepreneur, motivational speaker, inspirer, all that. And I just love helping people get to the next level, you know?
It's so dope. And he's getting to the next level.
Yeah.
You're getting to the next level. Mm-hmm. So tell me, like, what's been your biggest win in the last year, in the last 12 months, rolling 12 months?
Biggest win in the last 12 months. That's tough. I think for me, the biggest win in the last 12 months is stepping into my purpose and knowing what I'm put on this earth to do. Right? I feel like so many years for me, I've been searching, like, what do I want to do? Who do I want to become? And this year, I have the most clarity on who I need to be and how I need to help people to make this world a better place. And that for me is the biggest.
It's been the biggest win because it's clear now.
Yeah, it's clear.
So you rich, huh?
I'm doing okay.
Because you got this chain, y'all can't see. Like, I'm blind. It's my show and I'm blind.
Nah. I'm doing well, but I knew who I had to be next to, y'all. So I had to make sure I came correct. If I'm be next to a queen, I got to dress like a king. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness! But I'm really proud of you. You are doing really well. So tell me, like, why becoming a CPA of all the things you as a black man could do? You could be a model, you could be a fitness trainer, you could do so many things. Why CPA?
So I'll give you the story. It's really unconventional. So I grew up not having money, just, you know, as all of us did, right? Yeah. So I knew we didn't have money. I just didn't know why, right? I was just curious on why we didn't have money. And I graduated high school. I graduated grammar school during the Great Recession. So I watched everybody around me lose their job, my parents, my aunts and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, I don't want this to happen to me. Yeah. So an eighth grader, my eighth grade self literally went on the internet and I knew I like numbers. So I was like, all right, what profession has the lowest unemployment rate? And CPA was number one on the list. CPAs, even through the recession. Yeah. So for me, I'm like, that's what I want to do. I like numbers. That's what's going to happen. And I never looked back after making that decision.
Wow. And how old were you when you made that decision?
I was like probably like 14 years old.
That is incredible
foresight.
Yeah. Like, what? I mean, but that's really smart. I mean, where will I have the least chance of being broke? Yeah, I mean, being unemployed.
And I think, you know, so much is built on like our perspective as kids and what we're surrounded by. So like, you know what you don't want. Yeah. Like once you were broke, you know you didn't want to go back to being broke. So my thing, I watched people around me struggle and I didn't want to struggle. Neither did I want my family to struggle. So for me, that decision was bigger than me. It's like, what position can I put myself in so that my family won't have to go through what we're going through right now?
And how did your family respond to you? Like, what was that like deciding to go down this path and maybe being one of the only people to achieve something like that?
They were supportive. They were like, yo, I mean, one thing we know about you, if you set your mind to it, you're going to do it. So go ahead. Like, you know, so it was fun having their support. But for me, it was no telling me no. Like at that point, once I knew what I wanted to do, it was just like, go do it.
It was just go do it. Yeah. Now there's, you know, statistically not a lot of black CPAs at all. What has that been like navigating that space? And, you know, were there times that you were just like, F this?
It actually was. Can I give you a story?
Yes.
Okay. So it was really hard, like, because CPA is the most, next to being a lawyer, the most traditional profession there is. right?
I didn't know that.
Like, button up, like no facial hair, like whatever, like it's straight shooter, like boring. Like that's the nature of being an accountant. For anybody who wants to be an accountant out there, you don't have to follow the norm, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of give you my story. So I worked at a Big Four accounting firm, and that's like, if you make it to Big Four, you made it. It's like the Olympics,
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, so like I'm coming out of college, like, I'm Big Four, like, like it's 4 or 5 people in my starting class of 2,000 people, right? And the firm was like, maybe 10 black people.
2,000 people?
2,000 people in the firm.
That's
I think
like
it was 10 to 20 black people.
0.4%.
Yeah.
0.2%.
In my starting class of 150 people, it was 2 of us in the room. Right. So I won't say it was Big Four accounting firm I started at, but I started there and I had been working there for like a year, and I'm like, okay, I deserve a new car. I've been saving my money, so I got me a 2014 Dodge Challenger.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? I always love the Challenger. Listen.
Look,
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know, right? So I get this Challenger, and I roll up to the client site, because when you work at a Big Four accounting firm, you work at the client site a lot. I roll up to the client site, and my senior, who pulls me to the side, so it goes, you started as an A1, but then senior, manager, and then partner, right? And my senior put me to the side, like, that's a nice car, man, that's yours? And I was like, yeah. I thought you could give me a compliment. He's like, well, that's cool, man, but like, the way it works in like, this type of firm, we don't like, lower level people to have better cars than the partner.
No.
Yeah.
Carter, this isn't a real
story.
This
is a real story. This is a real story. So he's like, it's just the tradition. He's like, it's not a big deal, but like, if you were mad, can you park 2 lots down and walk over into the office? Like, this is a true story. Like, I won't say what firm, but this is a true story. You can look it up if you want to. This is the true story, right? And it's cold outside, right? So he wants me to park 2 parking lots over and then walk to the client site because my car is too fancy, right? So that's the story, right? And so everything on top of that, like no nice car, no facial hair, it was extremely challenging being a black CPA. And then when you don't have anybody to bring the problem to in the firm,
no one can relate.
Exactly.
Microaggression to the max.
Right?
Damn.
It was tough.
Wow, that is almost not real. Like,
I wish it wasn't.
Borderline crazy.
Borderline crazy. But then I actually had a mentor, a black accountant in the space. My friend's father just got a happenstance, and I brought him a problem, and he understood because he was in it before me when it was worse. And he said, "Look, things like this going to happen, and you need to come up with things you're going to stand your ground on, and things that you're going to be willing to sacrifice." He said, "Once you make your list of 3 things to stand on, never fall off those. Anything else you can let go by the wayside." And I picked my 3, and when the firm asked me to change one of those, I knew it was time for me to leave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the fact that for me, any young black CPAs that really want to get in the game, I think this is great advice. Pick some things you want to stand on and never falter on those things for anybody, right?
Yeah.
And if somebody asks you to falter on them, say no, and if they don't like it, you just go somewhere else. Yeah.
So let's kind of talk about, that decision to leave and go down the entrepreneurship path. What was that like, and why did you choose to do it for yourself instead of for these firms?
Great question. So, like, when I say it's so powerful to make sure you control who you're influenced by, like getting in the room and opening yourself up to new perspectives and experiences, like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for one of my friends. So my good friend, Jeff Badu, he's a great CPA.
Yeah. I think I follow him.
Yeah. He's a good dude, right? Good dude. And like from his first day at college, he had an internship every summer for the PwC, which was the company he was going to start for. He was like, I'm going to be a partner, He started 7 months in. Nope, I'm gone. He quit. And I'm like, bro, you crazy.
You crazy,
Yeah, I'm like, bro, like this salary, this feel like, so I'm like, you crazy. So anyway, he started his own firm, and I would go to his house after work. Like, man, how's entrepreneurship going? It's cool, man. You making money? Yeah. And I went over his house like twice a week for like 3 months. And the one thing that happened for me was seeing that it was possible.
Yeah.
All I needed was one person to show me that being an entrepreneur was possible. I'm watching him like pick his own hours and work late, but work early, do whatever he wants. And once I saw it was possible, I'm like, all right, bet, it's over. Like, what's the game plan? So I built up a game plan on when I was going to leave. I built up a business plan on my job's hours. Hey, look, you can get paid to get paid.
Since y'all asked me to park 2 blocks away,
yeah, right? I'm gonna go ahead and build this business on y'all dime, and I'm just being straight up. So I built this plan out, and I knew who I want to serve, and I knew I want to help black entrepreneurs with their finances because, being a black first generation entrepreneur, you're good at what you do, but you're not good at being a business owner.
Nope.
right?
You're figuring a lot of
figuring a lot out. You just want to do hair,
yeah.
right? You ain't know it came with bookkeeping and financials and taxes and all that stuff. So I knew that I had a calling to do that, had people to help. So I quit my job, and it was no looking back.
And it was just done from there.
Never looking back.
So tell me, those first few months, that first few year of starting that business, what are some key tips you can give to the people watching who are maybe in that same space, like what to do and how to keep going? Yeah, it's a lot.
There's a lot, right? So I think a few things, right? Number one, you obviously want to pick something that you love to do, but something that you're also good at.
Yes.
Right? Because you can love to, do a lot of things.
I love to bake cookies.
Right? But them cookies ain't good.
But they ain't good.
If your family telling you them cookies ain't good.
Because they love me. But ain't nobody better buy them.
Right. So figure out what you love to do, but also figure out what you're good at.
Yeah.
Right? So I, knew I, good with numbers and stuff like that. So figure that out. But also, equally important, figure out who you want to serve. A lot of us start businesses without even seeing if there's a need for our business before we start it, right? So one thing I recommend all people do, I recommend my students do this, is if you have a business idea, go out to the marketplace and do it for free.
And see,
right? Because 3 amazing things happen when you do work for free. Number 1, you get to practice. Because let me tell you, child, you're not as good as you think you are, okay?
Please understand this.
like, it's a humbling thing. I had to learn it too. You're not as good as you think you are. You're not as good as you want to be. Just yet, right? So doing free work allows you to get free practice, right? And if you mess up, people aren't that upset because
it's free.
It's free. Like, you know what you get yourself into, fam. Like, get a free haircut. Like, you knew it was a chance.
I went this way.
Right? You knew it was a chance it wasn't going to go that way, right? But you get free practice, right? Number 2, you build relationships.
Yeah.
Because if you do a good job and it's free, people are like, yo, thank you, right?
Yeah.
Like, thank you, and they really appreciate it. Like, relationships will always be your greatest resource in business.
Currency.
Yeah. Better than money. For those of you all to know, relationships in business is better than money.
Facts.
Okay, this comes from Ellie Talks Money. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
So you build relationships, right? Which is great. Number 3, you get to understand how to charge your worth. So what I tell people to do all the time is that after you do work for free, ask the people, hey, man, did you like the work? Yeah. How much would you have paid for something like this? Right? Because odds are, as entrepreneurs, we come to the marketplace and we're marketing ourselves tremendously below our value because we don't understand.
We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know what you don't know. So what this allows you to do is that if you get 10 samples and the range is between $200 and $500, you might have came out trying to charge $50.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? $25. My consultations for me, an hour consultation was $75. Wow. 75, an hour and a half. I'll go over.
I used to be at 47, so I get it.
Being real. We're being real and transparent.
Yes.
90-minute consultation, $47, $75. You know what I'm saying? But then getting this information helps you know what to charge. And now you can go back to those 10, 15 people and say, hey, thank you for allowing me to do that for free. I'm now doing the same service, paid. Would you or anybody in your circle, do you know anybody in your circle that could benefit from this?
Yeah.
And now you might have clients before you even start your business.
So true.
It's game.
And it's a good social proof too.
Yeah, facts.
It's great social proof. Those can be testimonials, I
didn't even think about that.
Nowadays we're in the day, like people can make a video for you after the service you gave them. And that one video of just thanking you for doing a great free job gets you like 10 paid clients, from there.
Because you're not going to eat at a restaurant if they ain't got no Yelp reviews, right? You're not getting no Airbnb. And you got Airbnb. If you ain't got no reviews, like,
people don't trust it.
Exactly. So social proof is huge. And this is a great way to get that as well.
Wow. I really love that. Yeah. And I feel like, why that's useful is it's practical. Now, did it cost a lot of money? Did you have to get funding? I know you wrote a business plan.
Yeah.
What was that like? Was it just going based off of the people who you kind of serve for free, or did you need to put some resources on the ground?
So I wish I knew you, first of all, before starting my business, because it would have went a lot smoother and I would have made it a lot faster. Okay, let me tell y'all something. So I saved up $13,500 of my own money to start my business, right? And then one thing I didn't know what to do is I made sure to extend the limit on all my credit cards before I quit, right? I was like, just in case y'all need proof of salary, y'all need W-2s, okay.
We good.
I had ended up getting about $40,000. This is a personal credit because I didn't know business credit was a thing.
Yeah.
I just extended the lines of my personal credit, and so I had about $53,000. That money I could use.
Ready to go. So I started out, and I'm going to be transparent with y'all. That first year, I started my business in July of 2017, right?
I quit. My birthday gift to myself was quitting. I quit, booked a 1-week flight to London. The only reason I booked this flight to London because I was scared to get my job back. I was like, I gotta get out of here because if I don't get, I'm gonna go back to the office and tell I was just playing.
That's a pro tip, y'all. That's a pro tip. Move.
Get out of there. Get out of there. Get some clarity. Get some space. And I came back like, all right, I think I can do this. After year 1, I probably was about $23,000 in debt. Wow. Because like getting a website made and spending money on things you don't even need, right?
Yeah.
And so I was about $23,000 in the hole, but I was so happy though, because I knew that I was doing something and I was getting value. So anybody that starts a business, don't think it's not gonna come with some trials and tribulations.
Yes.
Right?
There's work.
There's work that you have to overcome. But let me tell you this: the views at the top of the mountain are only so good because you know the depths of the valleys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I remember looking at that like I'm $28,000 in debt. So when I look at my bank account now, I'm like, it feels good because I remember. You know what I'm saying? So that's huge.
Wow, that is so key. So when did you come back from London?
I took a 1-week trip out to London. My first solo international trip. I'm like, see, we taking risk.
Yeah,
we might as well keep taking risks.
And
I met this gentleman over there. And older gentleman, he was an entrepreneur. He told me, he sat me down. I told him I was nervous. He was like, if you believe in yourself and you do something that you love to do, not only will it not feel like work, you'll get really good at it because practicing for you is going to be fun. And so he was like, if you did this, you made the decision, don't go back because, what was the quote? Ounces. Something weighs ounces. It's something about regrets.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Regret weighs...
It was discipline weighs ounces,
regret
weighs tons. He was like,
Facts.
so when you get back home, don't get distracted. Study every day. Because the biggest way to get over imposter syndrome is to become a genius at what you do. Mm-hmm. So I took that advice and ran with it. And
I think that is such a good business tip, too, because, a lot of entrepreneurs want to give up in that first season because it's hard. But that's where you go and double down on your craft. I feel like you're so good at what you do now because you spent that time to get better, even when nobody was watching.
Yeah, and that's the key, y'all. So, like, at the beginning of your business, you're going to have free time because you're going to have many clients, right? What you do with that free time is vital. So what I did with that free time, I relentlessly studied my craft. Like, relentless. You have to relentlessly build and work on your craft like it's your job, because it is. So what I did with all my free time, buying books, studying, buying courses, whatever it took, just like you spent your first $1 on courses, whatever it took for me to get better at my craft, so that when somebody asked me a question, I got it. No
jokes.
So, I think that's huge for starting our business owners.
I love that. So, y'all, we are going to take a quick break and come right back so that he can give us some more tax gems. So get your notebooks out, get ready, because we need to get y'all these write-offs, okay?
Like, we're not going to just teach them how to make the bag. We'll teach them how to keep the bag. Keep the bag season. Let's get it.
Hey, future millionaires, thank you so much for tuning in to Get Ellivated, my live coaching and podcast show. I absolutely love sharing this value with you, and I want to make sure that you're tapped in to all the other resources I provide for you here on the channel, as well as in my academy, Ellievatedacademy.com. You guys know that I'm so passionate about helping you start and scale your businesses online, build business credit, get access to funding, and just overall creating multiple income streams. So I want to make sure that you are tapped into my Wealth Masterclass. You can get the link to that down below or by going to Ellievatedacademy.com and enroll ASAP. I'll see you guys in the Masterclass. Bye. All right, y'all, welcome back in. So let's get into some tax gems. So Carter, you study your craft. You're one of the best CPAs I know. For new business owners right now, what do they need to do, or what do they need to avoid when it comes to like tracking their expenses, getting write-offs, and just not getting problems with the IRS?
Got it. No, I mean, it's huge, right? Because
we don't want no smoke.
We don't. That's if it's one person you want to smoke with, you can be as tough as you want.
Child,
they can reach your bank account without you even knowing. Let me get that. But so I'll give a few tips, right? So number one, guys, you have to keep your business expenses and income organized because you can't write off what you don't know about.
Yeah.
You can't write off what you don't track. So I recommend that business owners, get their business bank account set up, right? I recommend setting up a few, but in small sense, get your business bank account set up and then get some type of software that'll help you track your expenses.
Yeah.
My favorite software is QuickBooks, and when you link it up with your bank account, you're able to swipe your card at Walmart for something, and then by the time you get home, that expense is already in there for you to track. So number one, you have to track everything. Number two, and probably the biggest mistake I see entrepreneurs make, is they don't understand what they can write off. So even though they got the business card, they're like, well, this meal is not a deduction, right? This trip is not a deduction, right? So my thing is, you have to understand all of the beautiful, wondrous, amazing deductions that you're entitled to as an entrepreneur. Like, the tax code was made.
It literally was.
To benefit entrepreneurs. And guess what? By getting in the ring of entrepreneurship, the IRS is going to reward you. Yeah. And one of the ways they reward you is they say, anything, and I mean anything, that is ordinary and necessary for you to operate your business, we're going to let you deduct this expense on your taxes or against your income. So think about this. Ordinary and necessary, right? So ask yourself some questions. So a strategy I do with my students is look around and ask yourself, all the things in your apartment, is it ordinary and necessary?
Yeah.
So in the studio, is this mic ordinary and necessary for you to operate your podcast?
Yep.
Write off. It's taking a trip to go meet with a client, to go meet with somebody else to do a podcast, right? That's ordinary and necessary. So now, everything that you do, if you get really good at it, right? You have a good CPA to teach you, a good friends to teach you. You could turn basically everything you do into a tax deductible expense. Like, how many things do you do that you can't write off at this point?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. I mean, literally.
One,
and that's the thing too. As you start your business encompasses your life.
You're a walking business.
You're a walking business.
Especially in this day and age, when it comes to content creation,
when
it comes to being a business, you are a walking business. So think about it like this: if you need to use your cell phone to call your customers, or use your cell phone to create content, create reels, your cell phone is a tax deductible expense.
Yeah.
If you need to use your computer, tax deductible expense. If you have an office in your home, the IRS will let you write off that home office expense on your taxes. So now you can write-offs for living, for talking on the phone, for using internet, traveling, eating out. Meals are 100% deductible. So after this interview, when me and Ellie go have lunch, dinner, we go talk business, because we always talk business as business owners. That meal is now 100% tax deductible. That's why y'all see entrepreneurs fighting over the bill, because we want the write-off. We want the write-off. We want the points. We want all that. So I think it's pivotal for people to understand that.
That's so dope. And it really does change the game, because like you said, it's not just how much you make, it's how much you keep.
It's about how much you keep. Because and I tell people all the time, as a business owner, you work hard for your money.
Yeah.
If you work hard for $1 million, but you only can live a $500,000 lifestyle because 50% of your money is going away, you deserve better than that, right?
Yep.
We work hard for our money. So if I make $1 million, I want to be able to do the things that millionaires can do. I don't want to live a $500,000 lifestyle because half my money is going away to somebody who didn't do anything with it. Right? If I'm gonna give my money away, let me give it away to my charities, the things that the people I want to give it to, not just get it taken away to have them do whatever they want to do with it.
Yeah,
right?
that is so key, y'all. Write all this down is so key. So I got one last question for you.
Let's get it.
And that is, if you were seated in front of God right now, and He said, Carter, ask me anything, and you got it, what would you ask for?
Ask for? Ooh.
I know.
That's a question right there.
Yeah.
I think so. Here's the thing. I think it goes to at the beginning of the podcast, right? I would ask them for, what is the purpose you put me on this earth for? Because if I follow that, I'll get everything else.
Yeah.
I can get the
you
cars.
You want to answer to that question.
I can get, if I get on this earth and I do what He put me on this earth to do, I'll get everything else by default. So I would just ask them, what am I put on this earth to do? Who am I meant to help? And then I would just help them. Now I don't got to think about it no more, right? And then everything else would come to me.
Oh my God. That's the perfect question, actually.
It's
not necessarily give me something, but give me the information of who I am. Like, who am I supposed to be?
That's entrepreneurship. Give me the information I need to become a better person. Mm-hmm. All life is about, we're not human beings, we're human becomings, right? Every day you be figuring out, how can I become the person I need to be, then to have the things I want to have.
Yeah.
Right?
Because the being comes first.
Being comes first. Wow. Yeah. Let's get it.
See what I told y'all? See what I told y'all? So Carter, let them know how they can find you if they want to get more tax gems. This is so needed. So I know they're going to want to look for you.
For sure. I love helping our entrepreneurs. So you can actually text me. Text the word tax to 312-847-3288. 2309. Again, text the word tax to 312-847-2309. I give out daily tax gems because I don't want you to get it one time. I want every day for you to be learning from me and my team. So text me and I got y'all.
I love that. And I'm going to make sure to link all of his stuff below. You guys will be able to access his page, follow him on social media. It's so, so dope. Thank you.
Wonderful as always, right?
You know, just a great episode, y'all. We about to go eat and get this tax write-off right now. So, of course, make sure you are subscribed to Get Ellievated on all platforms. Make sure that you like the video and comment below what you learned today, what you want to see more of, and I will see you guys in the next show. Bye. So if you want to be on the next episode of Get Ellievated, or if you want to be in touch with me and the team, then you can email podcast@getellievated.com or find me on Instagram and email me at hello@ellietalksmoney.com. Either way, we cannot wait to have you on the show and have you apply to be a guest for a part of the live business coaching. I'll see you guys soon.